After 30 years of working with all sorts of people, from billionaires and Olympic athletes to individuals from all different walks of life across many different countries, the most important skill that I believe you need to have if you're trying to help someone to make changes in their life is the art of great questioning. Now, so often we think of questions as being, oh, questions are about information. But questions are not just about information gathering. In fact, there's a number of things that you do with questions if you want to be an effective executive coach or therapist. And what I want to do in this video is walk you through the most important functions of questions that will allow you to get incredible results with your clients and help them make significant changes that they want to make. Hi, I'm Owen Fitzpatrick, psychologist, and one of the most important things that I love to share with people is the power of using questions to affect change. I want to talk about the first function of effective questioning, and that is determining focus. Whenever you ask questions, it's not just about getting information. It's about determining wherever the person's focus will go. If I say, what is the greatest day you've ever had in your life? Your mind will start thinking about that day. If I say, what's the worst thing to happen to you this year? Your brain will start looking for the answer to that as well. We're able to direct the focus of the other person's attention simply by asking a question. So whenever you're trying to help a person affect change, what you need to do is ask yourself, what do I want them focused on? And what questions can allow me to get them focusing in that direction? The second function that questions can serve in a really effective manner is changing emotions or changing states. Now, whenever you ask a question, oftentimes we think, well, I ask a question so I can get information. But actually, it's not just about information, it's about emotion. You can actually change the way a person feels. Now, this is largely because you're changing where their focus is. But whenever you ask questions and you say, what are the greatest strengths that you have? As they answer that, they're actually building their confidence. Or if you say, why do you want to do this so much? Then you're actually giving them the opportunity to be more motivated, because as they answer why they want to do it so much, they're actively motivating themselves. So questions allow you to create emotions. Questions allow you to create states, which again make the other person feel empowered to take the action that they need to in this situation. The next is, of course, getting information or acquiring information, trying to understand clearly what the other person is saying. So in order for you to be as effective as you can possibly be, you need to be able to gain clarity on what the person is saying. And that oftentimes means getting them clear of whatever they're thinking. So often, the greatest therapists, the greatest executive coaches are able to ask questions to help the other person feel more clear by the end of the conversation about all of the crazy stuff that was going on inside their head. In a world that we live in with so much information hurtling towards us, for us to gain clarity is a game changer in terms of the implications it will have on our everyday life. So sometimes you're looking to be able to get them clear of the information, and that clarity will help them to make better decisions and to be able to move forward more effectively. There's also challenging beliefs. Your ability to be able to challenge beliefs really comes down to asking the right kinds of questions. Questions from, for example, cognitive behavioral therapy or neuro-linguistic programming, or even the Socratic method. Questions about how they know it's true, where's the evidence for it, who says that this is the right approach. Questions that allow them to recognize that maybe, just maybe, they need to rethink their assumptions. When you're able to ask questions like that, oftentimes they're the kind of questions that will bring you the most amount of progress with the person, helping them to be able to transform their perspective. In the case of less than a minute sometimes, you ask the right questions, you change their way of thinking about the world. It can be magical when we're able to challenge someone's beliefs like that. There's also building understanding. This means it's not just about getting them clear of whatever it is that they're thinking and helping them to gain clarity so that they can make better decisions. Sometimes it's about you building an understanding of what they mean. And this means you're acquiring information. But notice, the function is not so much about getting information, it's about building understanding. So it's not just about getting them to give you information in some way, it's about asking questions so that you can understand the answers to the questions that you have in your mind. So in other words, by you asking questions, you're gaining an understanding to their point of view, their perspective, and therefore it's not just you've got information, but you've got knowledge. It's not just that you've got knowledge, but by asking more refined questions, you've got insight, and you've got wisdom, which will allow you to be able to make better decisions yourself. And then finally, motivating action. When you ask questions, again, we kind of alluded to it with the question why, but if we ask questions like, what will happen if you don't take action today? And what will happen if this doesn't work out? And what will happen if you don't make this decision? By asking questions like that, we actually motivate the action. We make them feel more motivated because they're thinking to themselves, I need to do this. How amazing will it be once you've taken this decision? When we start to ask questions like these, we create the pain or the pleasure that drives them to be more motivated to take the actions that they need to, so that they're much more likely to make the changes. So once again, these are 6 different functions of questions: determining the focus of the person, changing their emotions or states, helping them to gain clarity on whatever it is that they need to know, challenging their beliefs or attitudes or mindsets, being able to build an understanding so you can understand them better, as well as motivating their action. All of these are incredible things we can accomplish simply by asking the right questions in the right ways. As a coach, an executive coach, a therapist, these are things that you can do in a really powerful way to help create the kind of change that you need to moving forward. So please practice these questions, and for any more videos and whatnot, please check out the channel, subscribe to the channel, and you'll be able to hear many more examples of how you can improve your skills moving forward to be even better at creating change.